Virtual Man back at it again, this time with a 1990s and early 2000s build, rocking 225 PlayStation games, 294 PSP games, and you might be wondering what's going on. How was he able to fit this much stuff on a 128 gigabyte image and still have 15 gigabytes to spare? Well, he used the BPBP format, which is the highest compression possible. It's the same thing if you're going to soft mod your PSP. These type of file formats are put on there to save space, and they work. They work great. And as you're looking at right now, you might see that this is on a custom RetroPie running Emulation Station with a custom theme, a PlayStation theme. You saw earlier, it does have that PlayStation intro. You're going to see some bezels, some overlays. All the emulators, the PSP and PlayStation emulators are updated to their latest version through RetroPie, and RetroPie itself is also updated. You not only have last played, but you can add favorites, and then you have all your games, rocking a total of 519. With that extra space, you can throw on some Nintendo, Super Nintendo, or some more games if you like. You can even use that extra space to add a track mode if that's what you want. With a build like this, to me, all you need is a Raspberry Pi and a PlayStation-style controller. You don't need a PlayStation-style controller, but they're so easy to get a hold of that I would probably get it myself. As you can see, you have video snaps and JPEGs, so you're going to see it. So it'll be fast load where you see the picture, and if you stay on it, it turns into the actual game. Really cool stuff. As far as controllers that I recommend, let's just go through here really quick. I'm going to scroll through the games as I talk. As far as controllers, I like the F710 from Logitech. Also, a really good one is the G3S, which is a wireless style controller from GameSir. And then they have the G3W, which is a wired PlayStation controller for around $20, which is really great as well. And then if you have a PS3 or PS4 controller lying around, those work with RetroPie no problem at all, both Bluetooth as well as wired. So let's have a look at what we got here. There's a lot. I think it's like over almost 1,000 PlayStation games are out there, but he picked kind of the best of the best. Mad Little Pixel has made PlayStation only images in the past, and this one's looking great, considering it's going to be an up-to-date version of RetroPie, and you get all those PSP games as well. So we'll have a look at the PSP once we're done here in the PlayStation. But as you see, all your favorite games on here: Crash Bandicoot, Bloody Roar, Dino Crisis, Doom, Driver's a great game. You got the Duke Nukems. Dune would probably be hard to use on PlayStation, but great game. Final Doom, Frogger 1 and 2, Galaga. Gauntlet Legends, great game right here. Spent a lot of time there. Gran Turismo, probably some of the best racing games you can get for the Raspberry Pi. Grand Theft Auto, what started the craze right there. Beautiful stuff. Hydro Thunder. So even there's a lot of great racing games, but Gran Turismo being the most realistic. Matt Hoffman, man, I'm sure we're going to get down to Tony Hawk's in a little bit. All your Mega Mans. Metal Gear Solid, probably legendary game. Metal Slug X. Monster Trucks, Mortal Kombat, Mr. Driller. NBA Jam, Need for Speed, another great racing game. Some good sports games in there, some hockey. Oddworld. Oddworld is one of those games, Parappa the Rapper, where you'll find them on a lot of images. They're pretty regularly put on. Project Overkill, Qbert, Quake 2. Gotta love Quake. Rampage World Tour. Revolt for the Dreamcast doesn't really run on the Raspberry Pi, so really cool to see it here. Ready to Rumble, both of them, round 2 and 1. Resident Evils, Ridge Racer, here's another great racing game, by the way. San Francisco Rush, another great racing game. Simpsons Wrestling, decent game, especially if you're into wrestling. So you got some classics as well, like Space Invaders, Spyro. Great game right there. A lot of good adventure games for the PlayStation. Strider, Tekken 3, 2, Tetris Plus. It's one of my favorite Tetrises. Is Tetris 2 Plus, Tetris Plus. The Raiden Project, which gives you like Raiden 1, 2, and I think it gives you Raiden DX. I'm not positive about that though. Both Tomb Raiders, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 and 4, So it doesn't have the original, it doesn't have 3, but still great. True Pinball, so those pinball lovers, you can find a little love here. Tennis, Warcraft 2. Some really good real-time strategy games on here between Dune and Warcraft. Really good stuff. Wipeout, Wipeout XL, Worms, and WWF WrestleMania. We'll go back here, and then we'll go into PSP. So here, even more titles. This is my favorite right here, 321 Crash. I've spent a lot of time on that game, really like it. And some of these games do run a little laggy on the PSP, especially some of the more higher graphically games. I probably wouldn't put the Basha games in here, but I'm sure there's some Basha people on there. I think with the PSPs, he just dropped, you know, like on Ray's image and a lot of these other images, this pack is fairly similar, but some of these games, no, yeah, a lot of these games were on some previous images that were dropped. And again, you definitely have some space for more. So if you did want to add, go at it. So far, a lot of these games run. I haven't found a game that I remember being super laggy. So more sports games, more action games. This image does have music on it, and I had deleted it for this video, but it's like some Tomb Raider music. There's about 8 tracks total. If you want to get rid of those, just go to the File Manager, go to the retropie directory, go to the ROMs directory, and then go to the music folder. If you want, you can connect via Wi-Fi, and then go ahead and hook it up to your computer, and you can either delete it from there, or you can drag and drop your own music. Since the script's already installed, all you have to do is add that in there. All the Clump series, Red Bull X Fighters, some good racing games, some little easy shooter games, card games, shoot 'em ups, some side scrollers in here, Dark Warrior, Tetris. This is a good version of Tetris as well. The thing with Tetris, like that Tetris game, is there's a lot of free apps out there as well. It reminds me of like the Electronic Arts version of Tetris you can get on your phone. Alright, Zombie Racers and Zombie Tycoon. So I think most people are going to be really interested in this PlayStation collection. So, you know, let's start with, you know, one of my favorite racing games, Gran Turismo. You can hit select, go down to G. I also really like Gauntlet Legends as well. I've played Gauntlet Legends before on previous videos. I try to play games I've never played before. So here you go, custom bezel with the controller. Nothing too fancy, just really basic. I like that. We got a Camaro, Corvette. Let's go old school with the 427. Let's go standard, or can we go back? Oh man, I went forward. There we go. Let's go drift, automatic. Okay, this looks like it's got some good drifting potential here. I have no idea what my controls are. I bound my controls exactly like they look on the controller in retropie. This image is ready to add your controls. So you can use your analog stick or your D-pad in this game. Gas is the O button. Oh, and vibration works. So those of you using a Xbox 360 controller or a PS3 style controller that has the... Ooh. Okay, that's downshift, I think. Okay, that's drift. Okay. Dual 360s. What do you guys know about that move right there? Okay, it would be nice if I had... Okay, there's my map. Okay, so there's a big sharp turn coming up here. Let's see if we can hit it. Nice. There we go. And hit it again. Okay, I didn't really want to hit it there. I'm definitely losing time in the corners here. Let's try a different game here. Really great shoot 'em up. right here, if you haven't tried this out, this would be a game to definitely spend a little time on. Really great graphics, fun, good soundtrack, mixture of entertainment, a lot of power-ups. And again, you have your choice between your D-pad and your analog. Kind of reminds me a little bit of The Fifth Element, the taxis. So here's your gun. I have a Vulcan. So decent graphics. Also, I really like how the mapping works, where you'll turn corners and things like that. So you get the point. Fun game. Good stuff all around. So you've seen Dune. Dino Crisis is a long intro. Let's go ahead and play some Dead or Alive. All right, let's go with Zach. Popularity vote, 100. So this is running no problem at all. Nice, there we go. I'm about to wreck this kid really fast. Replay. All right, so as you saw there, no lag even in the replay video. Okay, so you do need to install the PSP emulator. When you updated to the latest version of Raspberry Pi, it deleted it. So go ahead and go to Raspberry Pi Setup, and then go ahead and Manage Packages, Manage Optional Packages. You're gonna go all the way down till you get to the Libretto cores. And what that's gonna do is don't install that PSP one right there that we just passed. You wanna go all the way down. It should be LR and then like PPP, SSP. You'll see it here on the screen in a second. You do need to be on Wi-Fi or have your Pi plugged into the internet and then install from source, and it's a really quick install, and this is going to allow your PSP games to run on this image. All right, we now have the proper emulator installed. Looks like when the RetroPie was updated, it removed that, so this should now be no problem. So let's go ahead and go back. We want to try a shoot 'em up. I think there's one in A. 3-2-1 Crash, great game. And Alien Havoc? Is this a shoot 'em up? Nope. Okay, Alpha Mission. All right, now we're good. Cool little bezel. Player one, let's do it. This is a bezel within a bezel. Again, D-pad or analog stick. Good to go. Ship's kind of slow. You need some of those after boosters. Maybe they're speed upgrades. Oh, I see this game. You have to shoot land and air. Kind of cool. Okay. Oh, there we go. Laser. Nice. Oh, there we go. Now we got missiles. Oh, there we go. I got something. All right. Cool. Start select gets us out of there. Kung Fu. This is quite an interesting game. Berserk. Got him. All right, so there you have it. Overall good. There was a small little caveat there. I mean, you just need to connect to the internet. Do go to the RetroPie setup, go to optional package, install the Libretto PSP, the one that starts with the LR before it. Don't install the regular one. Libretto is going to make it so all your controls work just like an emulation station, all running that Libretto engine. Really cool. You can put your favorites on here. Looks like these are some of his favorites. Some really great ones. Yeah, start here. If you didn't grow up with these games, all these games are great games. All games, as I mentioned, 519. Great to see purpose-built images. So a Sony PSP PlayStation 1990s 2000 image. Really good stuff. Well done. Recommended. Especially, it's kind of got that whole look and feel from the splash screen to the actual while you're in emulation station, to the boot screen, to the bezels and overlays, including the music that's on here as well. So it's all inclusive, all ready to go. Really good stuff. Let me know if you guys got any questions. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.